Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is me again, your favorite eligible bachelor. It's been a while. I haven't talked to you guys lately. Hope you've been doing well. Right now in the Midwest, we are under the snow apocalypse, or the snowmageddon, whatever hashtag you want to call it. And it's pretty intense. We're under like 3 feet of snow. There are little cars everywhere, all on fire. Everything's shut down. The president is flying out here tomorrow, I think. I don't know. It's pretty intense. So, but yeah, that's what's going on here. And, man, a lot of things have happened. We've got a lot to talk about today. But the subject that we're going to focus on is the goodbye. See, a date is like a research paper. See, you're going to have the beginning, which is a thesis, which you got to have, and just kind of introductory stuff. Like, nobody really wants to write it, nobody wants to go through that crap, but you have to, because you have to go that to get through to the body. Don't take that in a dirty way. And the body is really where the meat of the date is, and anything that's interesting, anything you need to know, that is all in the body. Then the closing, your final paragraph, that's your goodbye. And you lead up to it. That's the pre-goodbye, and then it's over. And if you have to end it conclusively, yeah, they have to know that this is the end. But you have to want to leave them wanting more, definitely. Unless it was a bad day, and then you don't really care. And really the goodbye doesn't even matter then, so why even watch this video? You see, when you're on a date, you have two, well, hopefully, you only have two possibly awkward moments, and that is the introduction. The introduction is expected to be awkward, so it doesn't really matter because you're planning on it to be. Now, the goodbye is your sink or swim moment, and if the goodbye is awkward, you might just be screwed. But if you do it well, you're gonna sail. Sinker or swimmer, sail. We're going to use all these boating metaphors. The thing about goodbyes is timing, and knowing when it's goodbye, and knowing when you're in the pre-goodbye stage. And knowing, because there's a fine line between those two, but you got to figure them out. The pre-goodbye is when you're walking her to her car, or a door, or whatever. It's the preemptive strike for the goodbye. And that's when you don't want to start any new conversation. You want to kind of recap everything. You want to bring up anything funny that happened that evening, any inside jokes that may have formed. You want to cash in on that at this second, because it's probably going to be your last chance to. Once you get to said location of the door or the car, and you get the door, whatever, that's your goodbye point. And so you got the pre-goodbye done, and you're at the final goodbye. If you use any extended conjunctions, you're forming an awkward goodbye. If your goodbye is going to start with so, or and, something like that, yeah, the goodbye is starting to get awkward, and you really should just move along. At the conclusion, you need to make a decision. And this decision you should have been thinking about it beforehand. Usually I will plan this out throughout the entire evening, or a few days before, or months in advance. Is there going to be any physical action with the goodbye? There are many things you can do. Starting out with absolutely nothing. And sometimes if you just had a short date, if, things were okay but not great, you might just let it roll and not try anything, Or if you're just utterly terrified of females, it's probably just not going to happen. You can do the awkward half hug. The awkward half hug is when you use one arm and put around the girl for a hug. But you're probably giving her the perception that you want to get a full hug, but you just don't have the balls to do it, or that you just view her as one of your bros. Either way, you can still try for it. The full hug. that's a pretty legit way to end a date, and it's really safe too. So if you had a good date and you go in for the full hug, chances are it's going to go fine. Now, if you're going to go in for the kiss, that's a tough one because you got to be in close proximity. That's why you got to plan this out throughout the entire evening. If things get close enough to where if you guys had close enough proximity to where you're not going to have to stretch out and really throw yourself out there to do this, then you're probably okay. But if you guys, kept a distance and all, it's going to be obvious, it's going to be awkward, and you'll probably want to stray away. But, I mean, you can go for it, I don't care. Other ways of trying to go in for the kiss at the end of the date is going in with a hug and just throwing it in there. And you're at close enough proximity, it's not going to be too awkward, and it usually results well, Now there are things that can actually mess up the goodbye. One thing from personal experience is if you're on a date with an awkward girl and she actually just gives verbal about it, like, so this is the end of the date, should we kiss? Whoa, so much for the mystery, so much for the surprise. I'm a pretty hopeless romantic guy, and you gotta set the mood, you gotta set the tone, but when a girl is just asking for it, that just ruined it. Now she's expecting it, and you gotta wait for another time. Plus, I'm not that easy. If you straight up just want to ask if you can, that's still a little bit awkward. Don't do it. Just go for it. I was on a date once where I got the car door for her, and I guess it was stuck or something, and I just slammed the door into my face. I was bleeding everywhere, and that was a little weird. That was a little bit awkward. And she had me take her home, and that was the last time I saw her. That's really it. You gotta feel it out. It's gonna be different situations, different girls. It's always gonna be a different outcome and a different move you should make. If you are planning on doing something at the beginning of the night and you're really not feeling it and you really feel it'd be a bad idea, don't go through with it. Always follow your gut, because that's your best telltale sign thing. But yeah, if you want to go in for the kiss, you've got to get flirty and you've got to get close beforehand. Don't make it weird. That's the biggest tip I can give you. So thanks for watching. Like the video, share the video, follow me on Twitter @unfamous87, and we'll see you guys later.